Hey folks, it's Troy Dooley, the Beachside CEO, and I hope you are having a fantastic day. You know, we've been getting later and later in the afternoon when I'm doing these, and it's just because I'm trying to get a lot of stuff done in the mornings. And today I was talking to clients on the phone and mowing the yard in Destin and just doing, just life in general. And it's been a little bit different because I am putting more and more time into getting the honeydews done. This is a perfect time. I've needed to finish up some siding on the house and get some stuff done. So it's been a perfect time for that. And the next thing I know, it's like mid-afternoon. I'm headed back home to hang with everybody and chill. And it's like because we're trying to jam it all out, get it all done. So today I've been sitting here. Matter of fact, just got off the phone with Dr. Doug Fireball. We have been literally working on a project for 3 years, and I tell you, one of these days we're going to get it launched. But it's just something we're having a blast with. And when I got done with him, I went into the mailbox, picked up some mail, and coming out, I just thought, man, I'm looking at all these people that are on the news right now. They're staying at home, or they're in Michigan freaking out. I look at the news cycle on MSNBC and CNBC and all these other things, and the more I dig in, the more I look, the more I realize people are wondering what they're going to do. I mean, I keep seeing the news cycle where it says, we pumped out billions of dollars in stimulus for Main Street America, and we're already out of money. It's like, well, how can you be out of money? Didn't you guys figure this out in advance? And it makes me realize that if they can't figure out how much money they want to give away to people, business, small business, large business, doesn't matter what it is, if they can't figure out what they're giving away, how in the world do we even know if they know anything about the coronavirus? And I'm not getting too frustrated about that. I'm going to get into what I'm talking about, but I just got to thinking, man, people are wondering what's going on. People really aren't sure. And now we see everybody talking about a home-based business. We see everybody talking about, the side gig, the economy and all that. And honestly, some of those people are not making very much money on their side gig either. I don't know how many people on Airbnbs are renting any place right now. I don't know how many Lyft drivers or Uber drivers are making any money now. And I know a lot of people are still making money. But I thought, man, what would it be like if we could create a life where we never again had to worry about the income? Because it's like it's never without income. How can we do that? I mean, I've been an entrepreneur my whole life. I mean, literally, 12 years old, I'm selling Christmas cards. I'm pumping it. I've been in direct sales. I've been a financial advisor. I've when I was younger, I'm the kind of guy that could tear a TV apart and rebuild it. And if your TV didn't work, I'd make it work. Literally in the Marine Corps, I accidentally knocked my drill instructor's radio off of his nightstand as I was cleaning his room, and he said to me, "You're going to do 150 push-ups if you can't fix that radio." Okay, that's no big deal. And I looked at him and said, "Okay, you got a paper clip?" And he gave me a really weird look, and he said, "Yeah." I said, "Give me the paper clip." Got the paper clip, took the radio apart, put the paper clip over the broken circuit. Voila, radio worked. I didn't do 150 push-ups. So, I mean, entrepreneur is in my blood. But just like everybody else, right now I'm looking at this saying, how much can we take? And we're looking, I mean, we cut expenses. We do not procrastinate. So as soon as I heard, hey, we're breaking down, we're not going to be traveling, we're all going to be on house arrest. I mean, on what do they call it, quarantine. I'm joking. Okay, we just started cutting expenses. We gave up an option on a home, got rid of it. started looking at what I could cut in marketing. I mean, we just hashed it down to where we're fine. We got plenty of margin. We don't really have any debt. I mean, life is good, even though investments are down and everything's down. But I still, as I'm studying it today, I'm thinking, what would it be like to live a life where I never had to worry about income again? Because I'm never without income. I've always got that income. Be that a residual stream of income, be that my investments. I don't care. I'm not digging into it. And I got to thinking, okay, I've got an idea. First of all, never without income. That'd be a good Facebook group. That'd be a good hashtag. I need to work on that. But these are things that I'm thinking of, and I thought, okay, how do you go about creating a life where you're not without income? And I think this is where we're at on this. Number one, and I talked about this a little bit yesterday, you've got to figure out, what would you do if you could do something on the side? What would it be? What would you do to grow your business? What kind of business would you grow? What hobby have you been wanting to turn into a profit center? Think about that. I've got a great friend of mine. Matter of fact, I mean, he's like my best bud, childhood friend. We've gone through hell and back together, and I mean that literally. When I was bounty hunting, he was at my side. I mean, military, you name it. And Greg's passion was always working on high-end cars. So I could easily see him, if he was looking for a side gig right now, saying, you know what, I think I'm going to look at this Conklin companies and the upper end oils and lubes they have, or looking at AMSoil because of all of the synthetics that they've created and all the patents that they own. And he'd go out there and make it, man, because it fits right into what he's done all his life. And that's what you've got to look at. You've got to look at different things like that. Number two, you've got to decide what your needs are. I'm not telling you to go get rid of everything, cut your expenses to where you're standing on the street corner working for food. But I'm saying you need to have a plan B emergency to say, okay, if I've got to weather this storm ever again in my life, and I want to make sure that I'm never without income, then I need to know specifically what expenses do I need to cut as fast as I can within the first 30 to 45 days. How do I make sure I have an emergency fund, a financial safety net, if you will, where hey, I've got 6 months, 12 months, whatever it is that makes you feel comfortable, setting in the bank, setting in I wouldn't say an investment, put it in a money market account, maybe a CD, something like that. You can get quick access to, but know what you're doing. And then drive this thing home. This is just some common sense stuff that we can do. And I think that we need to really focus in on a never without income lifestyle. And that's huge. In my lifetime, I've been bankrupt twice. Legitimately bankrupt. Once was in 1999, right after Tessa had gone through her issue with her kidneys. Trying to find a pediatric surgeon is expensive. Trying to find a pediatric kidney surgeon is astronomically expensive, and we didn't have insurance. And at the same time, I'm I don't know, I'm in my early 30s. Thought my network marketing income would never drop, and we went from mid 5 figures a month to scratching and clawing just like everybody else. And it's been some tough times over the years. 2008, during the recession, here on the Emerald Coast, we had a business. It was a mobile dry cleaning business. And when the economy, we were real estate driven, tourism driven. As soon as that hit, people weren't dry cleaning their clothes. And then you add on to that a drop in tourism because of an oil spill in the Gulf, and I went bankrupt my second time. It's been some tough times. And this time around, not knowing what life might throw at us, we literally started creating a life that was never without income. We've built margin, we've got investments, we've got revenues that are coming in. We've been blessed during the last few weeks with new clients. That's what we have done. The question is, what can you do? And if you're in a business now, and some of you guys that watch us and hear me ramble or rant or whatever these things are called, you'll say, look, we've got a business now. How can we build our business now? What can we do now? I'm gonna steal something from my buddy Doug Fireball, because I think this is good. I think it works. I think this is what you could do right now if you wanted to go out and say today, Troy, I have a side gig, I have a business. Tell me how I can jumpstart that business. Tell me what I can do to make that business become my never without income ever again. And here's what I do. I'm going to use the word call, C-A-L-L. And again, this is Doug Fireball created this. I just stole it from him. Wait a minute. If I'm telling him I'm taking it, then it's not stealing, right? So that there we go. This isn't plagiarism, because I'm giving him credit at least for 3 times. So number one, the word is call. Write this down, C-A-L-L. The C stands for connect. If you've got a team right now and they're just like you, and you've been sitting at home freaking out, and they're sitting at home freaking out, and everybody's freaking out, how about you call them and freak out together? You know, Richard Brooke, my personal, I mean, he's just, man, he's something else. He's been there for me in some crazy times. He calls it the connection challenge, man. Just go out there and start calling your contacts. Check on them. See how they're doing. Well, just drive this down a little bit. Do it with your team. Who on your front team haven't you talked to during this stuff? Who on your second level haven't you talked to? You know, have you called your upline lately? Maybe your upline needs to hear from you. Maybe they're freaking out. Be a 360 leader. I got that one from John Maxwell, by the way. So do that. C is call. Connect. Connect with people. The word call. Connect with people. The A is acknowledge them. When you're talking to them, don't be trying to make a sale. Don't be trying to re-engage them in a traditional way. Hey, man, if you do something today, I'm going to give you $30 extra, or I'm going to give you free product. Don't do that crap. Acknowledge what they're going through too. Acknowledge it. You know, I reached out to a buddy of mine today and said, man, I haven't heard from you. I know you were traveling when all this stuff hit. How are you doing? And he wrote back immediately and said, hey, I'm in the Philippines. I'm doing well. I lost my brother. Dude, I am so sorry about that. You know, I said, I really did just want to know how you were doing, what was going on. Is there anything I can do? You know, and he said, no, I'm just chilling with my in-laws. We're just going to stay here. And then when I get home, I'll take care of business. So, I acknowledged where he was at. That was the big one right there. The first L is to listen. And you might think acknowledge and listen are the same thing, but it's not. Because you're acknowledging where they're at, but now that you're going to listen, that first L, where you're listening, you want to listen to every word that they're saying to you. You want to hear what that tonality, what is the underlying tone that they're using? Are they talking about what they feel, what they see, what they hear? You know, are they talking to you about their head or their heart? You want to listen to what it is. And then the second L is you want to lead. You want to lead them out of the mindset that they're in. Again, you're not looking to have your team engage and build volume. What you want to do is have your team engage in community. You're trying to build the community that you have. You want to grow that. You want to push that forward. And the only way to do that, if you want to build a never without income lifestyle, then you have to utilize things that you already have. And right now, a lot of you already have a team. Some of you are in direct sales. Some of you are in a gig economy, doing something. Some of you guys are in financial services, CPAs. One of my dear friends, Charles Musgrove, phenomenal guy, has a podcast called Business Matters. And when we started talking, because he's a client, he said, Troy, what can I do? I've had to furlough my employees, and I'm going to be able to pay them one more month. And what would you suggest? And it's like, have you ever thought about building a cloud-based accounting firm? He goes, what are you talking about? So I started sharing with him about maybe it's time that he moves his hourly employees into a gig economy where they're independent freelancers working for him. And that will maybe free him up to where he doesn't have near the overhead, so that if anything like this happens again, not only is he able to weather it, but he's able to continue to provide work for some of these folks. He's loving that idea. They're checking out inside of their inside of their industry, because there's a lot of different rules and regulations when it comes to CPAs and real estate and insurance and financial services and all that than there is normally, because you have people's records and all that. But you got to be able to improvise, and you've got to be able to utilize. So utilize, call, connect, acknowledge, listen, and lead. That's what you want to do. You want to start thinking about creating a lifestyle, a never without income lifestyle. And I'm going to talk more about this. I'm probably going to talk more about this tomorrow. I really think this is important. I didn't flesh this out today. This is rambling more than anything else. So you might as well, if this is the first time you've ever listened to this and you say, man, he is all over the freaking place. Yeah, absolutely. No doubt. But I'm going to go home and study on what I'm thinking, and I'm going to put some stuff together. And I'm going to give you, as a matter of fact, I would challenge you all to make sure you hang out here tomorrow and be watching, because I'm going to give some stuff tomorrow that's going to be thought out and thought through, that I think will not only help you, it's going to be able to help your teams. It's going to be able to help friends and family that you have that may not even be in business for themselves, but they're going through some headache, they're going through some hassles. They're trying to figure out how do we make sure we're prepared for the next time. So I'm going to put some stuff together that we're going to share tomorrow so that you're going to have this. It's going to be pretty powerful. All right, you guys, stay safe, stay strong, and we'll see you tomorrow.